Good afternoon, and thank you all for coming. I'm John Urquhart. I am the King County Sheriff. These are the kind of events I really enjoy coming to because it's all good news. Let me introduce, before we get too started, Major Lisa Mulligan. She's the commander of the Metro Transit Police Agency. Captain Kanoski back there, her right hand or left hand man. Paul Bechtel, am I pronouncing that right, Paul? President of the Amalgamated Transit Union, ATU, I get that right? And other people who I don't recognize, welcome everyone. Thanks for coming out today. As I said, this is great because we get to recognize citizens, although Julie obviously is a police officer, but the day in question she was operating as a citizen, a civilian, because she was off duty, that essentially saved a man's life. And this goes back to February 13th in the afternoon. And they're going about their daily work, although Lindol here was driving a Metro coach. And they came across a man on the 185th overpass over Interstate 5. And this man was on the outside of the railing, holding on, leaning over Interstate 5. And these two, Julie and Lindol, and a third King County resident who's not here today, stopped and got out and went and tried to engage the man in conversation to keep him from jumping. And frankly, that was not working. And so essentially what we call it is they went hands-on. They grabbed a hold of the guy, pulled him back over the railing, and saved his life because in their view, and from the story they've told me, he was intent on jumping. And we certainly appreciate them helping out the police, because as I like to say all the time, we can't be everywhere at every point in time, and we appreciate citizens who are willing to get involved to help out the police department and do what needs to be done. Somebody once said, I can't remember who, it takes a village. Well, it takes more than a village. It takes everybody getting involved when we need them to do that. So I do appreciate what they've done, and that's why we're here to present their awards to them. Let me introduce, at this point, Rhonda Barry, the Assistant Deputy County Executive, who wants to say a few words.
Thank you, Sheriff. It's not often that I get to fill in for Executive Constantine, and I'm really glad that today it's one on a very pleasant occasion such as this. This is my first trip to the North Base, and I should have known that the gentleman who helped me into the door, helped me find the right room for this occasion today, was the operator that we're honoring. Should have known that. So on behalf of Executive Constantine, I just want to be brief, and by no means do the brevity of my remarks indicate the importance of what I am saying, is because there aren't enough words to say, and it would take all day to thank you for the magnitude of the job that you did. But we want to thank you for your quick action, which averted a tragedy, which would have had a major impact on lots of people. And I know that this is part of the Metro operator culture. It's just part of what you do to be a good corporate citizen, a good community member. It's also indicative of the King County strategic plan, a couple of the goals of excellent customer service and quality workforce. I mean, they don't come any more quality than what we've seen here today and what we saw on that date a few weeks ago. So on behalf of the executive and the citizens of King County, I want to thank you for your quick action and for all that you do for us on a daily basis.
Good afternoon. I'm Kevin Des. I'm the General Manager of King County Metro Transit, and thank you, Sheriff, for coming in and hosting this as well up here at North Base, and to Rhonda here representing Executive Constantine. And like the two of you, you know, this is a nice thing for us to be doing. It's a wonderful time for us to celebrate what our employees do here at Metro every day. And, you know, as I go to Operator of the Month lunches or Operator of the Year ceremony and some of the other things we do for operators, I always say at the end of the day, you know, Metro is about our bus operators. We have 2,700 bus operators who are out on the street every day, and they are eyes and ears in the community, they are of the community. And that's the most important part. These folks live in King County, they work in King County, they interact every single day with 400,000 daily rides on Metro, countless miles and streets, 50 million miles a year we operate here in King County. So we're out there all the time, and we're touching the community, and this is just one indication of the way that we touch the community. Obviously a pretty extraordinary indication in how we touch the community every single day. Just a little bit about Lindol. He began his career with Metro as a part-time operator in 1989, was promoted to full-time in 1991, and has spent many of his years driving up here out of North Base. Lindol has 21 years of safe driving on his record as well, and several commendations. So I think maybe this heroic event is just of a piece of this man's character and his skills as a transit operator. In his spare time, outside of work, he enjoys collecting coins and playing chess. Lindol's married and has 2 grown sons who live in the area. I think this is a humble man, and maybe a man who's not looking for the limelight. Well, he's getting some limelight today, whether you like it or not. That's for sure. And the sheriff, I think, outlined the situation. But the fact that an operator, he's in service, he's got customers. I was talking to Lindol out in the hall, said about 10 or 11 people on the bus at the time. And yet, on the overpass, seeing what was going on, I've got to take action. I've got to do something. And I think his customers were there, front row and center, and they weren't there complaining, "Oh, you're delaying me." They're delaying me. Of course, he got a standing ovation when he ended up back on the coach. But not only rescuing this individual who was intent on hurting himself, the consequences of jumping over an overpass on I-5 probably incalculable, if you can imagine that as well. So I want to thank you as well on behalf of all the employees of King County Metro for representing this organization so well, and for helping to rescue a life and avoiding even worse disaster in the field. I think you speak, this is a very proud moment for us, and it's just another vindication of what we do for this community. And Julie as well, thank you for what you did as part of it. But I want to thank you. You're welcome.
Hi, I'm Harold Taniguchi. I'm the director of the King County Department of Transportation, and Kevin stole all of my notes. Just kidding. What I wanted to reiterate, though, and certainly emphasize is the wonderful heroic efforts by both of you. I mean, I don't want to be in a position where I have to react like that, and the choices you made and the actions that both of you taken were just outstanding, and it resulted in a wonderful outcome. So on behalf of the Department of King County's Transportation, I want to thank both of you for your wonderful heroic efforts, and you're just proud to be part of our team. Thank you very much.
Well, we heard about, excuse me, Lindol. Deputy Jensen, what's your background? How long have you been a sheriff's deputy in Snow County?
10 years. Just went back to patrol after 4.5 years in special investigations, and just on my way to work that day, and him and another gentleman were actually talking with the guy on the bridge when I thought something didn't look right. So I spun around, and as I got around, they had actually already pulled him back off, and he was over. He was all the way over the bridge. So these gentlemen deserve the biggest kudos. They brought him back over, and I just helped keep him from trying to go back over. So
very good.
Very good work. He's like, "I'm out of here."
And who's your little friend?
This is my son, Leaf.
Hey, Leaf, how you doing?
He's 5 and
Good.
wanted to come see the event.
Perfect. Well, almost everybody in the room here works very closely either for the government or very closely with the government. And we all know one thing: the government has rules and regulations. And yeah, I guess there's a reason for that, and we have to do that. And one of the things that Lindol told me before this started was, they tell me not to get out of my seat, but, and all the operators here are laughing, but I thought it was the right thing to do. And I'm very pleased from Metro's standpoint that they realize that sometimes there are exceptions. Yes, we have rules for a reason, we have regulations for a reason, but sometimes there are reasons to kind of look the other way, and certainly that was one of those. So thanks to Metro, and certainly thank you to you. let me get the awards. What I think is also significant is that neither one of these people were under any obligation to take action that day. Deputy Jensen was off duty. She doesn't have to get involved. You were driving a coach. You didn't have to get involved, but you did. To me, that's huge. So, Deputy Jensen, you want to step forward here? About in here somewhere. We'll get our picture taken. Get my tie right first, fellas.
Two for me. And one more, please. Thank you.
John Lovick, eat your heart out. Move over just a little bit this way.
All right, here we go. Two for me. Give me a big smile, Lovell.
That's as big as it gets.
That's my big smile.
That's his big smile. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
So we have something for you as well from King County Metro as well. I think that's from the sheriff. And we have a certificate of appreciation as well for you, and in recognition of outstanding service and going beyond the call of duty by taking action to save a life. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Lindol, would you like to say a few words?
Sure. I just want to say that I probably didn't do anything that any other driver wouldn't have done in that situation. I just happened to be the one there. If I'd been a half hour earlier or later, you'd be giving these to somebody else. But I just felt that the man, he had tears in his eyes, and you see someone leaning out over the freeway with, he obviously needs help. I at first wasn't so concerned that he was going to jump, but I thought that he might slip because a lot of suicides are by accident. But then I got the feeling, because he wouldn't establish a dialogue with us, a meaningful dialogue, and he was focused on the freeway, I felt I didn't have time to wait, and I didn't really know what was going on around me. I just remember next thing I know, I had him on the other side, and I kind of had him in a half Nelson, and I had my hand around his waist, and I grabbed my coat so he couldn't break loose, and then luckily the police showed up, and I went, thank you, and he took over. So I really appreciate all of you coming out or here to present me with this, and Julie, I know you've probably got more important things to do, but I'll always keep this, and I appreciate it very much. So, thank you.
Deputy Jensen says she said it all, so.
Got the true hero here and the other citizen. Very cool.
Very cool. My sentiments exactly. Very cool. Thank you all for coming. We appreciate it. There's refreshments over there, so please stick around for a while and say hello to our heroes of the day. Thank you.